So today I have had a really, really lovely day. We have been to Raby Castle, and obviously we took all precautions with face masks and everything and avoided a lot of the crowds. And we did it to celebrate my husband's birthday. And I suddenly got a Twitter message, and it has been bothering me. And it's about, how we're all pulling down statues of slave traders and people who prevented the abolition of slavery for like 15 years. And I thought to myself, they've got a point. If we are going to pull down this piece of history and put it into a museum, let's say, because, once you pull down a statue, sometimes it's like pulling down the deed almost. I can understand that. I can understand the concept, so I can understand why we'd pull down statues and possibly put them up in museums somewhere. But this Twitter was asking the question, what are we going to replace it with? Are we going to actually replace it with anything? So, I've got to be honest, guys. I don't think the violence being shown, especially in the United Kingdom, has any kind of it's disproportional to what's happened. And I know that a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but I do think that. I do not see why, just because I'm white, I should be presumed to have ancestors that have gained what they consider to be white privilege. I don't see myself having any white privilege. I think, we all went to the same school, we all got the same school books. What are you whinging for? Well, apart from me, obviously. Being blind changes things. I didn't get the same school books as other people because they weren't in accessible formats. So why exactly are they, I think black people of today do have a lot of rights. I mean, let's face it, Beyonce, Kanye West, a whole load of black people that we know have gained a huge amount of status and a huge amount of kudos, and not because they lighten their skin, but because they're talented. Not all of those people had to lighten their skin to end up where they are. Barack Obama, for a start. We have a lot of people who are black and who are in fabulous positions in life in comparison to people that I know. So I had to think to myself, and I've got it. I made notes, and I went on YouTube and I had a look, and I thought, what statue would I erect? So this is an idea because they were talking about how many black statues there were in proportion to white statues. Again, it's so colour orientated, and it's a bit depressing really that they have to count it in colour, that the only thing they see is the colour rather than what the person did behind it, but that there wasn't enough coloured statues representing the good aspects, the good morality that we share as a community up. So I thought that we could try and have a statue of Orlando Equiano. Now, Orlando Equiano was a black slave that became free in England, I think it was. Or was it the United States? I think it was the United States. And he wrote a biography. And I think that Orlando Equiano would be a good character because despite how he knew white people might have perceived him, he still, with his writings, created you know, the willpower for people. He inspired people, whether they're black or white, to decide to abolish slavery, you know? And I thought, well, you know, that's got to take a lot of guts, you know, because, you know, they are more likely to get the hit, as it were, a much nastier hit than other people. So Olaudah Equiano I thought would be a good statue. But the one that really got to me, because I really like this idea, is another black man, and he was in America, and he was brave enough to meet the leading priest of the KKK in a hotel, unarmed, whilst this KKK priest was escorted with his own bodyguard. And he inspired more than one KKK representative, person, member, to forgive and to, you know, get rid of their KKK membership robes. And he keeps their robes, or kept their robes, in his wardrobe as a sign of their decision to consider him as their equal. And it shows a great amount of bravery. It shows how we believe, you know, it shows how far we've moved on. You know, we have moved on from those times. You know, black people are no longer beaten for knowing things or for speaking well. Black people aren't thought of as a people who can't cope with information. You know, I've been reading a biography that I will tell you all about, written by an actress who went to America, and some of the things in there are horrific. You know, some of the attitudes that they have in there are horrific, but she has a great sympathy for them. And his name, the black man's name that I think would be a good statue to represent how far we've actually come as a nation, as a country. So I imagine this man to be sitting at a table with a KKK member, and it'd be a snapshot of that moment in a hotel room, sitting opposite at a table, having this talk. You know? Face to face, black and white man, two very different considerations. So, his name was Daryl Davis. Daryl Davis. And I thought that would be a good guy to have up on there. I will try and find a YouTube video of him in person, so that you can kind of have a look and see what you think, whether that would be a good representation of how far we've come and how we are going to proceed. Because I would like to proceed with more of a dialogue, you know, just a chat, slow conversation, rather than the violent acts we've been seeing so far. You know, some political discord would be better, you know, than a forced conversion almost, you know, because I don't, forced conversions never work in the long run. You know, in my opinion, they just don't work in the long run. So I think that would be a good one, of Daryl Davis. I think it is Daryl Davis, or is it Darren Davis? But I will try and link a YouTube video of him to this video, because I think that would be a good statue to have.